Welcome to the Trash Cats Trash Cast. I'm Richard.
I'm Steven.
And today we're going to solve the cockroach problem.
Bro, did you see Pirate Software totally roach out on that raid?
Sorry, what the fuck?
Bro, it's just an internet thing you wouldn't understand.
You're right, I wouldn't.
Big drama right now. Fuck.
Oh, wait, is Pirate Software, he's a YouTuber, yeah?
The deep voice, yeah. The nerd.
Okay, yeah.
He totally roached out on a big raid. And he doubled down, then tripled down. Everybody's real pissed. He betrayed his friends. They were playing hardcore, where you lose your character forever if you die. Mm-hmm. And he was the mage in the back. And he betrayed them and all ran. He ran, let them all die.
It's
I don't know why I know this.
That's honestly, it kind of sounds pretty sounds based.
It's kind of crazy because he's getting
Get yourself out of there, man.
Thousands of death threats and shit.
For an internet game.
Yeah, it's gotten way out of hand because he wouldn't admit he betrayed them. So every day the fever has been building until he's gotten all these death threats.
Jesus.
Our world's so funny, dude.
You know, one of the YouTube algorithm trends I've fallen into is like, I hit one of those like, 10 unexplained things that happened on or creepiest things that happened on the internet.
10 creepiest videos. Internet penises.
Number 4 is echidna. I keep getting these videos suggested that are like, the icebergs and shit.
Yeah.
But so many of them are like YouTubers or like, social media influencers that do whatever the fuck dumb thing it is that they do. It's like, okay, maybe it sucks. Maybe it's like a whatever thing.
Suicide method iceberg.
Yeah. There's so many of them where it's like their own fans like go out and like fuck with them. There was one, and I'm sure I'm not going to defend this guy at all because I don't know what he is and what his content was about, but he would like live stream places with his phone. And so, like, everyone who followed him, like, knew where he was all the time.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
They're showing up in, like, in restaurants that
Stream
he's eating dinner at.
Yeah.
Well, they're like, the one was, like, they, hosed him down with, like, a fire extinguisher, like, inside of a restaurant that he was eating at.
Is this Ice Poseidon?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Almost certainly. That sounds super familiar.
He rug pulled.
They all end up doing it at some point.
How's your week, man? Bro, this shit's so stupid. It's like terrorism and then like dumb internet shit. I'm laying on the floor right now. I'm on a pillow.
That's the energy.
I was deciding if I was going to edit in hot tub sounds and just pretend I was in a hot tub.
It's not too late.
It's true.
My week's been all right. It's been whatever. It's the season of.
Did you bioengineer any crabs?
I did not. I haven't built my Gundam crab yet.
Bro, I think you should actually consider all right, so we're behind the curtain. You're near non-functioning and depressed. And yeah. But you're making cool art stuff, so
yeah, I've started playing guitar a little bit. It's been feeling good.
I mean, despite your crippling dysfunction.
Yeah, that's great.
I've felt like shit too. Fuck this.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is you deal with it all the time. I just get it like a few months out of the year.
It comes in waves more than it used to. Like I kind of forget how shitty I feel, and then like the reminders come hard.
Yeah. the lows hit lower when you feel the highs in the
when your baseline gets high. Yeah, it seems like
it's it's the yin and the yang.
Dude, I was like straight Ron DeSantising today. I smashed so much caffeine, dude. I was like grinding my teeth like a racehorse grinding a bit. I was going, dude. Just redlined all day.
Just fucked up on caffeine. Get some Zins in there.
Boxing.
Get you some high heels and fucking hit the road.
Hit the track and get some laps out. Trying to do some art and shit, but I like that piece I finished a lot, actually. But
yeah, did you actually end up posting that?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Cool.
It's not. It's one that's better big. I'm not loving how it looks online because it's a bigger piece with a lot of detail, but I think it looks good.
Yeah, I really do. I like your I call it landscape, but you know what I mean.
I think it has some.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's especially those pieces I have. I only have a couple of those at the house, but those are like really good, like room mood setters.
Chill. I'd like to paint. Like, it'd be cool to paint a room like the primary color and have it as like a centerpiece or something.
Yeah, some of the more blasphemous stuff is, like I'm into it.
Yeah. It's
not. It may not be the thing that ties the room together.
It could be, but
not for everyone.
Yeah, I've kind of divided my work in my mind. It's two categories. It's the anthems or landscapes. And it's either like a designy, like iconic, ideally piece where it's like symbol-y and something
more. When you say
brutal.
iconic, you mean like more like iconography.
Yeah, or like it
using
is
icons.
or it just is a strong image, like something in that category, very designy, like no defined aspect ratio. It's just like symbol-ish, and then everything else is landscapes. So, yeah, the anthems or landscapes is where I've been at. But dude, I loved that portrait. Very clean, very simple. I'm always impressed by how well you do anatomy, especially for not having been like focusing on it in a long time. Like I've always been great at anatomy, and the color was great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've like, drawn little shit on like pen on notebook paper and stuff. Like I've had some doodling time in the last year or so, but I don't think I've spent that much time on a piece it's been a couple years at least.
How many hours was it?
Actual working hours, probably like 7.
Yeah.
But
how big is it?
It was over the course of a couple of days, and you taking breaks and shit in between. And
I didn't really, I didn't even think about it. What was the scale?
It's 5x7.
Okay, I could see.
Yeah,
that seems like an
appropriate,
appropriate, because you're probably doing a lot of gentle blending.
Yeah, a lot of pencil sharpening.
Do you know the artist Lourdes Fradre? I don't know how to say her fucking name. I feel like we, like back in the day, you probably saw her at some point. But the reason, at first I was like, is that a Swiftie? The lady? But it looks just like this artist that I've talked to a handful of times over the years that does like cool internet art. Her Instagram is... hold on. LORDESS.FOUDRE.
I got LOREDSS.
And then .FOUDRE. So she does like art stuff, but she also incorporates photos of herself, and the portrait you did actually looks like the pictures of herself.
Oh, yeah, interesting. I don't think I've seen specifically her work, but I've seen other, like, I feel like this style of art is very familiar. Even some of her stuff kind of has like it's given like a Rucking Fountain vibe.
Yeah, and it's very vaporwave internet art. Like I got a lot of inspiration. Like I was I briefly kind of fucked around in the style. And I don't like it for me, but I think she does it better than anyone else, period. Like,
yeah, these are really cool.
Yeah, she's solid. Nice person.
Hell yeah. So let's talk about cockroaches. Earlier today, I got a message from Steven that said, question to ponder, if you had 1 million cockroaches, what would you do with them?
And then what'd you reply with?
Well, I think there was a few hours of silence, and then I said, regular cockroaches, or can they be hissing cockroaches? And you said dealer's choice.
I don't like the hissy ones. They trips me out a little bit.
I don't like any of them.
I'm not a big bug fella, but I'm not a fucking pussy either, okay?
There are some bugs that are all bugs are created equal, but some bugs are more equal than others.
I just got this. Have I showed you the spider tattoo? I started.
Possibly.
It's the spider eating a bird on my leg.
Oh yeah, you did show me that.
Finishing that in a couple weeks, but have you seen they're called wasp mantises?
I probably have.
They're praying mantises that just have the cloaking of a wasp pattern.
Oh yeah, I have seen that.
They're gorgeous,
kick ass.
And I think to finish that leg, I want to do a big old wasp mantis eating a mouse.
Do it, fuck yeah.
Having its pincers going through. You know when somebody gets stabbed with the spear through their chest and their back arches?
Are they big enough to do that?
Depends on how you draw them. Not normally, though. Yeah.
Kaiju fucking wasp mantis.
Yeah, dude.
Just
big.
have it fucking destroy in Tokyo.
Yeah. Apparently the spider I did actually can get big enough to eat the birds the way I had it done up. But
yeah, there's actual spiders that do that shit.
So gnarly, dude.
Fucking monsters.
Yeah. I guess birds can be pretty small too. It's kind of deceptive, but
yeah, they're mostly hollow anyway. That's how they stay up there.
Squishy. Hollow bones.
It's full of air.
Bro, that would suck to be a human with hollow bones.
Right? But if you could fly,
I would trade that easy.
If you had, size to ratio, correct proportion wings.
Have you ever broke a bone?
I have not. I've torn a ligament.
You had surgery and shit for that, didn't you?
No, I just was in a fucking boot for way too long because they fucked up the first 2 casts.
Have you seen all the new 3D printed casts?
I have not.
Those are becoming the norm now for fracture. It's like a a beehive-ish shape. They'll do a scan of your arm. It's not like the norm, but a lot of hospitals do it now. And it's like a 3D printed hexagon exoskeleton.
That kicks ass.
Yeah, it's actually sick as fuck because you can itch your arm and shit. And it's scanned to your actual bone size. It's actually incredible. But yeah, I've never broken a limb. I think I broke my nose and I think I've broke a finger, but I've never had a serious break.
It's just still broken.
Well, fingers, they can't really do shit. And my nose, I don't think it was my whole face was bruised pretty severely, but I don't think you do much for noses either, as long as it's not displaced.
Yeah, I had one of my coworkers tell me they broke their nose they had a water jug or something, one of those big commercial water jug cooler things or whatever you find in like offices and shit.
And they tried to shove it up their nose.
Yeah. They were trying to like get it off of the base of the thing and it wasn't coming up, so they pulled it really hard and it like hit their nose back up in their head a little bit.
The ones where the lid goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like
they were like, yeah, it broke, and we were like,
that's brutal.
What did that look like? What'd you do? And they're like, I don't know. I never went to a doctor about it. We're like, oh my god.
See, that's the
you
thing.
were probably also concussed a little bit.
Yeah, that's
you
the thing
with the head hard enough for that. You should probably should have had that checked out.
Yeah, I most of the time it's just like a chip, like.
One of my earliest memories when I was like a little kid was I think my dad was telling us like, if you have to defend yourself against somebody, like
palm strike the nose.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. He's like push up and like and you're hitting to go through their nose. I
don't know how good of a chance of like actually getting that to hit brain, but either way, it's like
that's gonna shut somebody down.
Yeah,
for sure. Like you ever been hit in the nose even a little bit, like that fucking it sucks.
It's like it stings so bad. It's just like
discombobulated.
Yeah.
And shit and
so we were talking about cockroaches. We got the broken bones. Why were we? Oh, we were talking about hollow bones.
Yeah, birds.
Yeah, but dude, have you ever taken? I don't know why you would, but well, maybe if you're like being in a cast long. Have you ever taken like anticoagulants?
No,
dude, it is. They are gnarly, dude. Z7901. Okay, that is the Z code in the ICD-10. Okay, this is what I code all day.
Okay.
Old people, if they got that Z code, if they fall, they're fucked. People like, it is crazy how intense anticoagulants are. You like everything you do is like a serious risk.
That sucks. I mean, but if it keeps your heart moving, right?
Yeah, it's normally like heart disease or different shit.
Every day is a risk.
Yeah, dude. But it's like scary. They get like a nosebleed and it's like a serious thing. Like you might need surgery because you can't get anything to clot.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
I always thought it'd be fun to pop a couple and have a drink, Get a little loopy.
Just get a little loopy and see what happens. Go do some parkour.
Dude, hell yeah. Get all sloshed out. Think of that. The
bleed out into the children's playground. Just trying to do parkour.
The risk would make it so much more intense, Like to do sports while your blood's super thinned. So there's like real stakes.
I don't know what we're just going to go off on tangents. That's just what this is now.
Yeah.
One of the controversial YouTube things that was brought to my attention via YouTube was it was a guy in, I guess it was like the early 2010s that was doing the shit where they like free climb on buildings and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's crazy, the people that do that. It's like, I get like there's the adrenaline rush from it. And they were talking about like over the time that he was doing it, he amassed, they gave the amount of money, but they presented it like it was a lot of money. It was like 83 grand over like the course of many years doing it from like sponsorships and stuff. And I'm like, you couldn't give me 83 grand, like tax-free, like right now to go even consider some shit like that.
I don't like heights.
Yeah, same.
But I'm not a pussy.
I've gotten to the point now where like ladders and shit don't fuck with me. Like I don't, I don't know at what point you get to the point where like looking over a ledge doesn't give you like that kind of feeling, if there's like not a rail there or something, but like,
man.
I'm definitely, I've gotten through that one a little bit.
One of my buddies that did roofing for like 30 years, we were doing, we were setting up concert venues. So there'd be like I I don't know if it was a DJ booth or whatever, but there'd be like, in the middle of the concerts field or like open area, there'd be like a 3-story scaffolding with like a booth on top for either sound technicians or whatever the fuck. And we'd be building these scaffolding. And because you're kind of out in a field or whatever, there's nowhere to like clip in. You're not harnessed or anything.
Yeah.
And I adjusted to it. Like I didn't like it, but I could do it. All right. But he would, with no, like, scaffolding, when it's complete, you have a layer above you, right?
Yeah.
Like it's still rickety, but everything's like together solid. But when you're building it, there's nothing above you. So you're just like kind of waving in the wind. And he would walk the scaffolding like down the center where you're just on a pole, like 3 inches wide in work boots with nothing to grab on either side.
A fucking maniac.
Dude, he actually was a maniac though. Like a home invader maniac. Like,
oh, Jesus.
like
he had that,
from the ceiling fans type maniac.
he had that dog in him.
Dude. Man, I actually missed this motherfucker. But at the first time, dude, he did some shit, dude. Like, wild shit. But the first time I saw him, after he like relapsed, I was legitimately scared of him. Like, I did not want to talk to him unless he was sober. And normally that's like a kind of pretentious, like, oh, you fell off. Like, I don't want a bad influence. And it's like, no, this dude not sober, like, is going to rob or harm someone immediately. Yeah. Where you just couldn't even converse without it being a threat.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah, he was one of the few people that it was that night and day. Normally there's a lot of like gray in the middle, but he was scary, dude.
Straight up Jekyll and Hyde shit.
Yeah. Alcohol's big for that, though.
Yeah, true.
Such an old person drug.
It's a boomer drug.
You drink?
Okay,
disgusting. Boomer. Yeah.
So cockroaches.
Yeah. Cyber cockroach production nears 1 minute. Do you guys remember when people were modding cockroaches for the first time?
That was wild. It's just wild shit in general.
So cool. You just literally steal their fucking central nervous system, fucking hijack them, put a little controller on them, and then sometimes you got a camera. You could just drive around a cockroach like it's
fucking remote control cockroach.
Yeah, like a little RC car.
I said this before we started recording, but just the concept of like the life of a cockroach. You can imagine like, okay, you live in a world where you coexist alongside these giants, these massive beings that just, most of what you eat and thrive on is their scraps and shit. Like you live in the corners in the dark parts of their home and under their appliances and shit just so you can get by. And then like they try to kill you and there's this and that, but like there's a level of whatever you get used to. And then one day they just start picking off little bits of your hoard, and they start putting fucking computers in them and driving them around like fucking mechs.
Like, what are you doing to my buddies? Yeah. Dude, there's actually a game, I wish I could remember the title, but it's not out yet, but I've been following updates from the storyboard artists and concept art.
Mm-hmm.
And the game seems really cool. It's like I'm not big on sci-fi either, but it's like a sci-fi dystopian fallen world where robots and other like big armies are fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very like AI driven combat. And then you're the tiny little rebels, and your goal in the game isn't to fight a war. It's to survive by scavenging off the scraps of these battles. And it's a super cool art style because it's like so grungy and dirty, and you're like making like a shield out of like, broken tank armor bits and shit, and just trying to find a way to feed yourselves in the midst of someone else's war. It's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, it kicks ass.
But that's basically what being a cockroach is like.
Yeah. The idea of like, there's really, I mean, besides like, you know, covert shit, like there's really like not, like I'm trying to think of a use for this technology besides.
Well, I guess I should probably read the article, huh?
Oh yeah, I guess that would help. I don't think it says what it's for in the article. It just says that they're getting good at it.
Yeah, I think it was initially like to see if we could. I don't know if there's been any explicit
I'll look into
goals.
that while you read
please
the
do.
thing.
So Singapore's Nanyang, I know I'm saying that wrong, Technical University mass produces cyborg cockroaches by implanting electronic backpacks into their carapaces. They can assemble one in 68 seconds, much faster than manually inserting the gear. The research is to be published as a cyborg insect factory automatic assembly system to build up insect-computer hybrid robot based on vision-guided robotic arm manipulation of custom bipolar electrodes. What a title. The advancement of insect-computer hybrid robots holds significant promise for navigating complex terrains and enhancing robotic applications. This study introduced an automatic assembly method for insect-computer hybrid robots, which was accomplished by mounting a backpack with precise implantation of custom-designed bipolar electrodes. We developed a stimulation protocol for the intersegmental membrane between protom and mesothorax of the Madagascar hissing cockroach, allowing for bipolar electrodes automatic implantation using a robotic arm. The assembly process was integrated with deep learning-based vision system to accurately identify the implantation site and a dedicated structure to fix the insect 68 seconds for the whole assembly process. The automatically assembled hybrid robots demonstrated steering control over 70 degrees for 0.4 second stimulation and decelerated control 68.2% speed reduction for 0.4 second stimulation, matching the performance of manually assembled systems. That's so funny. Furthermore, a multi-agent system consisting of four hybrid robots successfully covered and obstructed outdoor terrain, 80.25% for 10 minutes, whatever, highlighting the feasibility of mass producing these systems for practical applications. The proposed automatic assembly strategy reduced preparation time for the insect-computer hybrid robots while maintaining their precise control, laying a foundation for scalable production and deployment in real-world applications.
So what I found was that one of the biggest things they're looking to use them for is like search and rescue operations.
Yeah.
You know,
going through debris and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Damn.
It looks like they're mostly at this point, they're like, you know, sending them into a place and like kind of steering them, not like, because it's not like a, you know, not exactly like a, you know, a remote control car. They trigger stimulus that makes them turn left or right.
It's
more
like
or less
zapping a horse, right? Like,
yeah.
You basically have like electronic spurs. Like they're probably like, you know, zip them to get them moving, and then you tip them this way, tip them that way. It sounds like they also are trying to get them to operate autonomously. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Like you set a location and they just know to go there. Like they get
that's
stimulated.
what it seems like.
It's so wild. The article continues by pontificating. I was wondering if the bugs feel pain. And the latest is that bugs do in fact appear to feel pain. These ones are anesthetized for their transformation into cyborg slaves. When the time comes, will you do your part?
Jesus Christ. What does that mean?
What a funny way to end an article. Bro, little insect robot hybrid bug slaves, dude.
Let me throw some. I did look up some cockroach facts, and you sent me that message, and I was like, okay, what do I need to know if we're building an army of cockroaches? Of course, the first thing that popped in my mind was like the robot thing, but I still think that I don't want to be handling that many cockroaches, but a cockroach can live for a week without its head.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. They're not dependent on the mouth or head to breathe. The roach only dies because without a mouth it can't drink water, and then it dies of thirst, which is pretty fucking cool.
So here was my thought. Keep peppering these in whenever.
Yeah.
If you spent, let's say you sleep 6 hours a night, right?
Yeah.
And if we were generous, they're at 68 seconds per cockroach to be hybridized into a controllable robot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say we crack that time down to 60 seconds, 1 minute.
Just even. Let's just round it up, round it down.
Yeah. So then you spend a long day. You slept for 6 hours. You work for 18. Guess how many cockroach robot slaves you could make
in a 24-hour period?
Yeah, but you slept for 6 hours.
Oh, how many I could make? So you're saying I wake up first thing.
Yep, you make one per minute.
So that's, you said 18 hours at 60 minutes in an hour. It's over 1,000.
Yeah, we're at 1,080. Okay, so you could make. Let's say you goof off for lunch. You got 1,000 robot cockroach slaves a day.
I decided I don't take a break to wash my hands, but I do. So I do get a little lunch in there.
If you get 1,000 cockroach slaves a day, and you work 365 days a year, we're at 365,000, right?
This is another good way of pointing out how much a million really is.
Yeah.
If you cybernize, turn 1,000 cockroaches into cyborgs a day for a year, you're still less than a third of the way to a million cockroaches. You still need to do it for like a year and almost a year and a half.
Yeah. More than that. It'd be another.
3 years and a half.
Yeah. And then, so how much space do you think 365,000 cockroaches would take up?
That's
what is the volume?
That was the other big question I was thinking is like, okay, which cockroaches are we talking about? If we're saying like the ones they're using are the hissing cockroaches, those are bigger.
I have the perfect Google question now that Google is fucking destroyed with their AI shit. You know how dude, the Google AI is trash now.
What's the volume of
how many cockroaches equal a person? Let's see what Google says. If a cockroach, okay, a human is 2,665,000 times heavier than a cockroach. That's not what I want. That's Reddit.
I need volume. How many cockroaches can you fit in a person?
That's a great question. Well, maybe we should do it by weight. How much does a cockroach weigh? I want to know how many cockroaches it would take to make one, like, human's worth of cockroach slaves. Because then we could figure out what.
Fair question.
Because then we could figure out what our cockroach army could do.
We can't if they don't weigh more than the target, we can't expect them to take them down.
True. That's assuming
if you're going to militarize them. What else are you going to do with them?
All right, 35 grams a roach. Okay. I'm like a buck 80, buck 90 right now.
35 grams to one roach.
Yeah, they can get big.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
35 grams. Does that make sense?
Dense.
Does that make sense?
I mean, 35 grams.
I think it makes sense.
My metric for grams and weight, like I can eyeball somewhat like what grams of things look like.
$1 weighs a gram.
So what I picture, I go to
a drug dealer tip,
and I'm like, that's over an ounce of weed.
Yeah, so
okay,
that's 28 grams. That's like an eighth, or No. So it'd be over an ounce per cockroach. Does a cockroach actually weigh more than an ounce of weed?
Maybe did you specifically ask the hissing ones?
That's what they're using, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hissing
because
cockroach
that I can maybe see. I don't
weight.
think it. I can see it being like a few. I was thinking
there are
like 5 grams.
the Madagascar hissing cockroach is approximately 2 to 4 inches long and weighs 1/4 ounces.
Okay,
to 7/8 of an ounce. Almost, it could be a full ounce. So let's say they're small guys. You could get 4 cockroaches per an ounce.
Okay.
So instead of that O bag, you just get 4 roachies. Right?
It costs way less.
But that's a big. They can swing from a 1/4 ounce to 7/8 of an ounce.
So let's say let's round it in the middle. We'll say it's a half an ounce.
Okay. So how many ounces per pound?
What's the average human weight? General average human weight.
Ounces per pound.
There's 16 ounces in a pound, so there'd be 32 per pound. So it'd be 32 times.
Keep this.
What is it, like one
human weight? Average human. Average. Are we doing men? I don't want to make I don't want to make a girl cockroach slave. We'll keep it the little.
Are you picturing them? We're gonna form them into. We're gonna put them in a human suit.
All right, so we got average male weight. All right, we'll do U.S. because we're fatter.
Yeah.
20 years of age or older. It's just sly of 200 pounds.
Okay. Well, we'll call it average of 200 pounds,
which is 4 times. What was it? 32.
Times 32. Steven, I have good news. We only need 6,400 cockroaches.
Oh, that's easy, dude.
Yeah. So by that math, hold on, wait a minute.
I forget how many cockroaches we made that year.
In a year, we said we make 300,000. It'd be 352,000 if we did it every day.
Okay. Divided by
6,400,
right?
So we have 55.
55 little human cockroach robot slaves.
Human weight clusters.
That's sick, dude. You can do a lot insane. With that's like a little militia, dude.
It really is.
That's like a gang war's worth of dudes.
That's a local government size.
You could have your own school board meetings and shit. That's sick, man. You could get them all cars and shit. So basically, we can make 55 people worth of cockroach slaves a year.
Yeah, now, per year, exactly.
Here's the question. What would you do with them?
Let me ask you this question first. How long do you think you can do this before someone catches on and stops you?
It depends on your technique. What I would do is I would crack my basement foundation and I go straight to the pipes, dude. Straight to the sewer. I wouldn't let them just come up from my house. I'd be leading them a mile down the road. I'd be coming up out of sewer grates all over the city, and then we could, like fucking Batman, just disappear underground and come back home. Cuddle me.
I come over your house one time. I come down to visit one time, and we go in. There's just a big hole in the middle of the living room that just leads to a network of tunnels.
Like cockroach throne.
Just collecting cockroach. I go up into everyone else's houses in the neighborhood and collect their cockroaches.
I mean, you really could. You could like Penguin. You could have a whole network down there.
Well, you know what's even better than that is you could get paid to just remove the cockroaches from people's houses. People will pay you money to come over and you're treating them to kill them, but you're just like
you would use your robot army to work a job. Bro, you're work pilled. You've been work pilled too hard.
No, I'm saying you go over. You collect the cockroaches from their house, and they're like, "Oh, thank you for collecting these cockroaches. I'm going to give you money now."
Yeah, but you're using your your new power to have robot cockroach slaves to work a job.
Here's what I'm saying. If you're going to be collecting cockroaches anyways, you have people call you and tell you, hey, I have an abundance of them and I will give you money to take them away from me.
You still need a minute to produce each one. I assume.
Yeah, sure. But if it would take you, you would get
these
more
motherfuckers
that way
pay
than
for
digging
themselves.
digging tunnels.
I'm not digging tunnels
the
to
city.
find them. I'm buying them at PetSmart. These motherfuckers pay for themselves.
Here's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're paying eventually over time, but I'm saying you can get the money on both ends.
I'll take a loan. I'll go into credit card debt to get my army kick-started, you know?
I think I told you about one of the best rackets I ever seen was, and I don't blame him. It's whatever, he's doing it. It was a guy that ran a composting thing, and like we would save up all of our compost goods.
I remember
and
that.
we would pay him to like manage the bins, and like he would just come in, like give us fresh bins and, leave with the full ones. And
that's great.
We found out that like what he was doing, like I met someone else that was like, oh yeah, I run a farm and like we buy, compost stuff from him. And I was like, okay,
so you sell the fertilizer.
We are paying him to take our compost and they're paying him to buy the compost.
I mean,
he's collecting cash on, it's a good deal.
Yeah.
It was not cheap, but it was like, man, he is collecting it on both ends.
Yeah. I mean, that's
smart. He just drives around in a truck all day and just picks up barrels.
Was there any advantage for you guys, the restaurant, to pay for that service?
No, just because it was, a good thing to
restaurant.
do.
Yeah,
green. Yeah.
So I was going to say there would be like no benefit for you guys.
It was, I mean, the benefit is that we can say to people, we compost
all the,
for the audience that we were, providing food for, like
just getting taxed for being ethical.
Yeah, for the 10 people, the 10% of the customer base that was important to them.
Fucking 10% weirdos. So, what would you do with your new army of roaches?
I mean, that's
you got to make your
question.
Investment money back.
That is the point. Is like, okay. I mean, even if I'm getting it back in time, because if I'm going out and I'm collecting them,
bro, why are you so obsessed with collecting them? It's a given.
You need them.
It's a given in this you really in this hypothetical.
Yeah,
you've decided you also need to collect the cockroaches by hand.
Oh, I'm saying, where are the cockroaches coming from?
I'm saying it's a given.
It's just a given.
You just are looking for reasons to dig up roaches. I'm saying I'm giving them to you, brother. They're freebies.
You show up at my house with a case full of roaches.
I say go to town, convert them to hybrid, switch them to automatic.
Here's I mean, I don't know.
You've really mind-boggled me. We had a working hypothetical, and you decided to add another step.
Okay. Hold on a minute.
Well, if we got to collect them by hand, how many hours did I have to work?
I'm not going to be over here penalized for being the one who's thinking about the logistical factor.
Well, how are you going to feed them? How are you
accumulating?
You're going to have to go collect the grasshoppers too.
55's people's worth weight of fucking.
Bro, be easy. Bro, you just go outside and the cockroaches come to you. They love you.
Okay, here's another solid question. So 200 pounds. We said we get 55 of those. That's
it's a lot of cock meat.
Is it a ton? Is 2,000 pounds or 1,000 pound?
I always forget that. I think it's 2, but it's a stupid trick question by the mathematical system of weights.
It's 2,000 pounds. So we have
a pound, a gram, a kilo, a bird's feather. It's so stupid.
We have 5.5 tons of cockroaches.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and be ridiculed for wondering how do we acquire 5.5, nearly 6 tons of cockroaches.
Well, how are you going to feed them? Where's the space for? What containers do you got? What temperature are going to keep your house at to keep them nice and
glass, hard container.
Let me give you
surrounded by.
That's a lot of container.
Insulative foam.
How are you going to afford that container? Let me give you a little life hint.
I'm going to dig a hole in my living room.
Let me give you a little life hint, bud. When somebody gives you free cockroaches in a hypothetical situation, you take them and you don't ask questions.
You ask where they came from. That's how you get fucking locked up.
Oh,
God damn.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing while you fucking figure out how to feed them. I'm robbing drug dealers every goddamn day. we're taking all the drugs off the street and into my nose.
Just having them go over. I mean, okay. Picture this.
Dude,
picture this.
It's so easy. We could rob everyone.
You can send in like 3 at a time to just go raid a trap house, and they show up. You know, they're banging on the door.
3 people's worth.
They kick in the door, whatever. They come in, and they get busted in the line of, you know, going to grab the shit. One of them gets shot. Can you imagine the fear of, you know, a bunch of people, you know, 3 people break into your house and you shoot one of them, and when you shoot them, they just erupt into cockroaches.
Dude, this is wild.
Scarred for life.
You went violent with this.
You're saying you're gonna have them take drugs from drug dealers,
bro? We don't need to strong arm them. We don't need to brute force the back door. Okay, we go from the sewer. We come right out of their sinks and their toilets and their bathtubs.
Okay, so you're
into the holes in the back of the safe. You know how there's those holes to affix it to something? We go right through the backs of the safes, and we rip open the baggies, and we pass along the coke rocks and the heroin chunks and all the way back down through the sewer to Papa.
So you're when you fit the backpacks on them with the control system, you're including a little cargo.
They're strong
box.
fellas.
So they can withstand up to 900 times their body weight, which is about half a pound of pressure, because they have the strong and flexible exoskeletons.
That's the worst when they crack when you step on them. Like,
so and here's another fun fact. While we're talking about it,
pepper me up.
You don't want to step on cockroaches because the eggs don't always, if there's like a mother like carrying eggs, they don't always break and finish, and they can spread further. They can even get stuck to the bottom of your shoe, and then you carry them to like more places.
What are you supposed to do?
Spray, kill them with poison.
You're just not stepping hard enough.
Yeah,
bro, I step on
bigger boots.
I step on a cockroach. None of them are living. Okay, all of them babies
nothing,
dead.
It's dust. It's nothing left. They can also, here's another cool fact, and I think the going in through the pipes thing could work. A cockroach can hold its breath for 40 minutes.
Damn.
They can survive being submerged underwater for half an hour. They hold their breath often to help regulate their loss of water.
Dude, we're doing Navy dive missions, bro.
Fucking Navy SEALs, cockroaches,
Navy
just to steal drugs.
Dude, hell yeah. Dude, we can make so much money.
You know, and even if you don't want to overload them with shit, a quarter of a pound. They said a half a pound is the most. If you even just stuck with 3/4 of a pound. Or not 3/4, sorry, a third of a pound.
And then you could for each 55 or whatever the fuck number, for each person worth of cockroaches you make, you could use them to assemble more cockroaches.
Yeah.
So you could double your output speed.
It wouldn't be double. That's exponential.
Yeah, it is.
So if you got 55 cockroaches, let's be real. They're not going to be as fast as you.
Yeah. Well,
but even if we said
pretty agile,
they make. Let's say they make 30 a minute instead of 60 a minute.
30 a minute?
Sorry, 30 an hour instead of 60 an hour.
It's still exponential no matter how you cut it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have 55 of them that are making 30 a minute. They don't need to sleep.
What's the technology over time curve called?
Damn.
The law or the rule or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Where it doubles every so many years. You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah.
Such a fancy thing. Moore's law? Yeah.
Yes, that's it. So the idea is that if you have 55 of them and they are making 30 of them an hour and they are working 24 hours a day because they can take breaks within
this is completely irrelevant, right?
We were just talking about it and I did the math and I'm going to present it to you, fucker. That means that you can get 13 million, almost 14 million. It's 13,900,000, 939,000, sorry, cockroaches made if you just make the first 55 people's worth.
Damn.
Insane thing to say.
What would it take? Like 3? It would be like 3, maybe 2-3 years to have more cockroach human slaves than people exist. If you want,
yeah, I mean, if we just want to keep doing that.
So in 1965, Gordon Moore,
within 3 years at that math,
posited that roughly every 2 years the number of transistors on a microchip would double, commonly referred to as Moore's law. This phenomenon suggests that computational progress will become significantly faster, smaller, and more effective over time. And one of the big questions in modern tech today is if it's still possible that the number of transistors on a chip can actually continue to double each year.
There comes a point where we have to start looking at quantum shit, right? Like they're
building
you can split up
computers, I think.
Yeah, like you can split a piece of paper so many times, but like there comes a point where like there's you can't see it.
Yeah.
Or, hold it.
Well, they think the big advantage with quantum computing and AI is like when you ask a question now, AI still really kind of sucks right now. It's basically it
only knows what we know.
Yeah, and even more, it's just kind of like still more algorithm than AI, where like it's referencing and looking for an answer. So you like ask a question and it's basically index referencing through a large language model.
It's Googling it for you.
Yeah, the best Google searches combined together to give what they think is the expected answer. But when we're full quantum computing AI, it would be like you ask a question and it's looking for every single answer to everything that could fit that question and every answer that could be like it's really building out like a whole. That's the idea, at least. But I feel like we're still a lot farther away from having like, I don't know, AI that even looks remotely like that than people realize. But I don't know if Moore's law is still true or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a clean-cut way to answer it to begin with or not. Bro, computers are so stupid. Like, I don't... You know what's the grossest art aesthetic ever?
What's that?
You know when people they're like trying to do a sci-fi thing? It's huge with graphic design. Like 2000 or what was it? 2020 to 2021, it started to bleed off a bit. But one of the biggest graphic design fads was like tech aesthetic, where it'd be like circuit board patterns and like Halo style. Like, I hate that aesthetic more than anything. Like, graphic design should everything should be organic. Why would you ever want the fake pattern of circuit boards?
Yeah.
transistor shit.
Have real ones at least that do shit.
I just can't stand it. Like when people, you know what I'm talking about. When it's like the pattern. It's not even like a real circuitry shit. It's like, why the fuck?
Let me ask you this on a similar note. Which is worse, that or the fake steampunk shit where they just put gears on shit? That's not connected to anything. Just put a couple gears on a hat. And just...
Oh God, I forget what the joke was when we did the episode about that, and we talked about it. It was like the only thing they're good for is like weighing their corpse to the bottom of an ocean or something. I don't remember what it was, but we fell out laughing. I don't even remember who said it, but yeah, fucking gears that do nothing. It's just, I just can't handle it, dude. And some of the steampunk stuff like looks cool, but all the nonsense that is like over embellished just makes it like abrasive as fuck to look at. I feel like so many art styles are that way. Like, do you know, like the neo, I think it's called, there's different versions of it, I'm sure, but like sigilism, like neo-sigilism, it's kind of popular right now. Have you seen like the guys that like use a soldering iron on fancy watches?
Yes.
Where they make it spiky, and I'm sure like that kind of looking graphic design where it's like almost metal and tribal. It's like super popular right now. And honestly, like some of that is stuff I've historically liked before it became this thing. And now I feel like they're kind of fucking up the vibe. But there's some cool stuff there, but it also like gets really goofy. Like a lot of the chrome type graphic design stuff. I don't know how hip you are.
I'm not.
Some of it's really cool, but there's just so much lame shit out there where it's like somebody figures out an aesthetic or a style or like something that like people like a lot on social media, and then everyone just bites it forever. And it takes a long time for it to, I mean, it's normally like a couple seasons. It's like a year or two before everybody gets burnt out on it and someone simultaneously has like turned it into something new that everybody can fucking grind out.
I just sent you
what are you redirecting me to?
Oh, it was supposed to be a link to a picture. Oh, you got to click on the link on the thing.
Bro, yeah. Oh God. Oh, it's disgusting,
it's
dude.
The sigilism with the cyber shit.
Cyber. Oh my God. Like the sigil part is cool, a little Slipknot-y, whatever, but it's cool. And then
it's just the metal band font.
Yeah, but the fake circuit board, I just don't understand. How did
I could find where they mix them together for you.
That's very funny. You found. I think part of what it is they're like easy assets, right? Like a bunch of artists just make shitty Illustrator files and then sell them, and eventually they like catch on with people.
That's mostly what came up. I didn't even like search specifically for that. I just typed in the neo-sigilism thing, and what came up was a lot of those of like, it looked like brush packs for like, Photoshop or whatever, where it's just like, here, insert this into your picture.
Yeah. I just wish.
One more cockroach fact for you.
Okay.
The world's largest roach is 6 inches long and has a 1 foot wingspan.
Damn.
They're only found in South America.
That's pretty fucked.
Yeah.
Foot wingspan.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like that.
The 6 inches long is one thing of like it being like, okay, that's a crazy bug, but then like it goes to take, like you're looking at it in the woods and then it just goes to take flight and it's spreads out.
It's like an actual bird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right.
Just picture its fucking limp body just hanging as it's taken off by wings.
Yeah, I can't decide if I want to do the mantis eating or impaling the mouse, or if I'm initially was thinking I like centipedes, but they're burnt out in tattooing a bit. But I have a drawing of a centipede burrowing through the stomach of a mouse. It's pretty brutal.
Oh, you know what you could do is a bunch of isopods eating.
What are those?
Isopods are like they're kind of like pill bugs, but like
I don't like pill bugs.
They eat like the decaying.
Oh no, I do
shit.
like pill bugs.
There's a
they're like little bug rhinos.
There's a whole channel that my niece introduced me to on YouTube called Isopods Eat.
That's gnarly.
And they just like feed them goofy shit.
That's cool.
It's very fun.
Bugs are wild. They're actual aliens, and we just are in denial that aliens exist because animals are aliens.
This one's Isopods Eat Thanksgiving Dinner, and they put in a little...
That's disgusting. Don't like that. Gross.
It's a fake little plate, and it's not like a whole like meal. Like, they just put like a little tiny like miniature plate in there, and there's like one kernel of corn and like one little thing of cranberry sauce and a little piece of meat, and they just...
That's brutal. All right.
It's really cool.
We're skipping our second movement because we're short on time. We'll save the mummified monks till next time. Do you want to bang out this manifesto?
Yeah, I guess if we have to.
So this is released from, I don't even remember where it is. The sheriff department released the Tesla bombers manifesto.
Las Vegas, wasn't it?
That sounds right. I forget that. I don't give a fuck about his name either. We just, this guy was a soldier, dedicated his life to protecting our country, and then for whatever reason, maybe he hated Trump and Musk so much that he felt betrayed by the country, decided to blow himself up, shoot himself in the face and blow himself up in front of the Trump hotel. And yeah, I'm curious what he had to say. Dude, we've had people self-immolated over Trump. With multiple assassination attempts, multiple bombings, and one self-immolation. Shit is nuts, dude. Yeah, this is it's historic crazy shit.
And the audacity of being like, he's the unifying president. He's going to be the one that brings us all together. He's not the one making waves.
Yeah, don't get me started. Let's just hear what this fucking psycho has to say. 'Cause I swear to God, dude, I'm going to get us fucking on list, bro.
Okay.
We're trying to not over-focus on politics, but I'm becoming an insane person, so...
It's hard not to.
It is.
Want me to start out with the first bit here?
Yeah. Page 1. Don't do that.
Fellow service members, veterans, and all Americans, time to wake up.
Yeah,
we are being led by weak and feckless leadership who only serve to enrich themselves. Military and vets move on DC starting now. Militias facilitate and augment this activity, occupy every major road along Fed buildings and the campus of Fed buildings by the hundreds of thousands. Lock the highways down with semis right after everybody gets in. Hold until the purge is complete. Try peaceful means first, but be prepared to fight the Dems out of the Fed government and military by any means necessary. They all must go, and a hard reset must occur for our country to avoid collapse.
Oh God,
this is a conservative snowflake.
Yeah,
who's gotten his feelings hurt.
I just like picturing him writing this on his phone 30 minutes before he shoots himself in the face. Take the highways. Prepare the purge. It's so fucking dumb. He fucking just bought fireworks.
Yeah. Fucking insane.
Oh, it's so funny, dude. You would think all that training he could have done something a little bit more effective or organized a little bit. No,
it's so like the
he was special forces.
Yeah, I feel like this message could have been like let out without the killing yourself, without the.
The Proud Boys did it. Their memos are way more organized and equally as brutal.
Like, without giving, a bunch of money to Musk for a Cybertruck and then blowing it up in front of a Trump hotel.
The message isn't even clear.
Yeah, it's really not. Like, okay.
Fuck the Dems, but I'm blowing up my Tesla at a Trump building. It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
He's probably like super mentally ill and
absolutely
deserving of some empathy. But I don't give a shit. Fuck him.
There's the level of like, we've talked about this before, like the martyrism thing of like, you really have to be full stop committed to an idea, whether or not it's, bound in reality or not, has nothing to do with it. It's the fact that you personally, are deep enough in it that you're willing to die for a thing.
Yeah.
Is wild. Just shows the level of
sickness.
Fucking, yeah. It sucks.
Page 2. We are the United States of America. The best country people to ever exist. That's bad grammar. Very abrupt sentencing.
At least, hey, man, autocorrect your shit or something.
But right now, also, I really don't like when people say we're the best people or the best country. It's really gross and weird.
Extremely short-sighted and like by what metric. And,
it's so stupid. But right now, we are terminally ill. We're the best terminally ill people, and we're headed towards total collapse. We are crumbling because of lack of self-respect, morals, and respect for others. Greed and gluttony have consumed us. The top 1% decided long ago they weren't going to bring everyone else with them. You are cattle to them.
He typed from his fucking Cybertruck.
Yeah. On the steering wheel. It's driving him to the Trump hotel. It's still in text-to-speech. He's on his break from the army. Fuck, it's so stupid. He's the guy that signed up. Oh, I can't, dude.
Yeah, you gotta just let
I gotta buckle down, yeah. We have strayed from family values and corrupted our minds, and I am a prime example of having it all, but it never having been enough. A lot of us just are sitting around waiting to die. No sunlight, no steps,
dog,
no fresh air, no hope.
Dude, touch grass.
It doesn't even make sense. Our children are addicted to screens by the age of 2. We are filling our bodies with processed foods.
What the fuck does processed food have to do with it?
Oh, God. They all have brainworms. Our population is too fat to join the military. Yeah, we are facing a war with China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran before 2030. We must take these actions. What actions? If we are going to make it past the next few years in one piece.
Oh, he's going to list them for you.
Damn. We must end the war in Ukraine with negotiated settlement. It is the only way. AKA translated from Republican loser to normal person. He's saying Ukraine must surrender to Russia. Mm-hmm. Despite them wanting to fight, we must make them surrender. Because then they can have peace. Although no one gives a fuck about peace. It's about fucking justice, okay? I hate the peace. You could surrender to any evil and it's peace, but that's not what matters.
Yeah.
2. Focus on strength and winning. Masculinity is good, and men must be leaders. Strength is the deterrent, and fear is the product. Says the man on his way to suicide.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Weed out those in our government. It should be weeded out those in government and military who do not idealize. Yeah. And military who do not fucked. Idolize. I don't know what that is. Number 2, the income. This is
he's saying who do not idealize number 2. I don't know who number 2 is supposed to be or what number 2 is supposed to be.
We got some we got some hidden messages, some coded.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
The income inequality in this country and the cost of living is outrageous. That is pretty true. The number of homeless on our streets is embarrassing and disgusting. Should have stopped the sentence at embarrassing. I think it's kind of gross to call them disgusting.
Yeah.
Have some pride and take care of this. I still take his point. I think it's that part's good.
Yeah.
Stop obsessing over diversity. We are all diverse, and DEI is a cancer. Okay, that's fucking stupid and delusional. The DEI obsession is so fucking weird. It's so weird how much it's like Tim Pool wrote this.
Yeah. It's the part that I think they've latched onto is it's not that they're not hiring people because they need to instead hire people of color or whatever.
We can't do the DEI conversation.
They're trying to make sure that they're giving more opportunities, that people have the opportunity and are not,
it's like affirmative action. I'm glad the Supreme Court got rid of it. Mm-hmm. From being like mandatory or whatever, but there are good parts to it. Like,
right.
It makes sense for a segment of like college admissions to like try to make up in some of these like people that have been forgotten or like fucked over, right?
Yeah, fully marginalized. And the idea also of being
but a lot of places go way too far with it too. But the people that obsess over this shit are the reason it exists.
Yeah, exactly. The only people that are really worried about it and that are like make a thing out of it are the people that are exactly the reason that it needs to exist.
Ever needed. Yeah.
Yeah. The idea of like, we need to, like, we're all diverse and like, okay, this was less than 60 years ago, right? So this was like the mid to late 60s is when like civil rights, or I guess mid 60s when like civil rights shifts really taken over. Yeah, it has not been that long. It's been about 60 years.
People that take it way too far suck, but these people suck more. It's like just a bunch of sucky people.
Yeah, agreed.
Thankfully, we have rejected the DEI candidate, which is kind of crazy. I'm assuming Kamala. Yeah. And we will have a real president instead of a weekend at Barney's. The fuck is that?
To say that, and also that Trump is now older than Biden was when Biden was elected.
Yeah.
The first time, yeah.
We must move on from the culture of weakness and self-enrichment perpetrated by our senior political and military leaders. We are done with blatant corruption. Oh yeah, the swamp's finally over.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that the president is a king, and
now that the president's a king and he's being micromanaged by the richest man in the world and various other oligarchs.
These confirmation hearings are disgusting.
It's insane.
It's
fucking insane.
Our soldiers are done fighting wars without end, states, or clear objectives. There's some war objectives should be stated to the country far more effectively in the future, and that is something I think worth addressing. But he's the soldier that signs up for the wars he thinks is dumb.
Yeah.
It's so delusional. This was not a terrorist act. It was a wake-up call. Americans only pay attention to spectacles and violence. What better way to get my point across than a stunt with fireworks and explosives?
And a Cybertruck outside of a Trump hotel.
It's like a great way to get like some TikTok views. Not a very good way to get your message across. Why did I personally do it now? I needed to cleanse my mind of the brothers I've lost and relieve myself of the burden of the lives I took. Well, that is sad, pathetic, and in contradiction to everything this stupid fucking letter manifesto is about.
Yeah.
You basically you sucked. You did a bunch of shit that was stupid, that you don't stand by, and you need to purge yourself. And that part is sad.
I don't
like that part, but
it's either we need we need more masculinity that's willing to do
wars
the war like this,
that are better wars,
or it's we need to but I can't do it. Like I did it and I realized I can't do it. It's a burden.
What a martyr. Well, thanks for keeping us safe, brother. Thanks for your sacrifice. He's like, I made so many mistakes, I need to explode. I fucking hate these people, dude.
It's so sad. It's so fucked up. It's so shitty.
I killed so many people, I need to explode. Consider this last sunset of 24, and my actions the end of our sickness. Wow, that's fucking Jesus Christ up on the cross. And a new chapter of health for our people. Rally around Trump, Musk, Kennedy, and ride this wave to the highest hegemony for all Americans. We are second to no one. What a fucking loser.
It's embarrassed. It's cringe.
This dude was special forces.
This is the part that drives me nuts, is like the thing of like, this is the group that calls everyone else snowflakes.
I know. That he's the strong Pine Creek thinks this is a strong man that will protect our borders.
Yeah.
Pine Creek won't pull the trigger.
Exactly.
But thank God we got these strong men who kill themselves to do it.
Thank God.
Haunted by their dead brothers and the people they murdered.
Oh man. We should check in and see if oh damn, I don't remember his name. Eric Kahn. I wonder if he's got an opinion on this.
We're due for a Kahn episode. I think we got Will to hop in with us soon. But
cool.
Yeah, man. Imagine doing all these dumb things he did when he could have just built a cockroach army like we did. Right?
What a fucking idiot.
Dumbass.
Just take a second and think about it.
Just think about it. All right. I like being mean to soldiers because they have to protect us.
Honor bound. The whole reason they're doing the things they're doing is so we can make fun of them. Just preserve our right to talk shit.
They get so mad. Oh, my brother's died, so you can say this.
Yeah. Fucking.
I just wanted to make Uncle Sam proud.
Oh, god damn.
Because we're the best people in the world.
Yeah, we're the best people. It's great. You know, this is how you know. Because only the good guys have won every war.
Because we're superior to every other country's people.
It's always the good guys that win the wars. And we all know this to be true.
It's exhausting, dude.
And only the good guys that have all the power.
We got stuff coming. Any final things to say? I'm late. My girlfriend's gonna stab me. Any final words?
I wish you luck with that, and
my night's
may
longer,
your wounds ever be healed. Oh yeah, I just got a notification earlier. It's her birthday tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell her I said happy birthday.
I will.
Cool. Thanks again for listening, everybody. Thank you to Approaching Human for the use of his Jesus.
Meow, meow, meow.
Thanks again for listening, everybody. Thank you to Approaching Human for the use of his music. You can find his work on SoundCloud at Approaching-Human.
Thanks, John.
Make sure to check out the show page at Trash Cats Trashcast on Instagram for news and art from the show. Check out Facebook for the memes.
For the memes, if you're super bored, you can check out my trashy art on Instagram at Skyzyx, SKYZACX. Big stuff on the way. Yeah, that's it. Appreciate you guys.
Hell yeah. That's going to be all for us today. Stay classy, eat trashy.
Go fast, eat trash.